Hi guys, Blake here today with Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on Upper Lake Taneycomo. It is June the 1st and I'm going to do the one cast for you today. All right. So today I've boated up. I'm actually a little bit above the mouth of Fall Creek, so I'm going to start letting the boat drift down until we get down to the mouth of Fall Creek. Okay, so it's about 65, maybe a little less, 60 degrees outside today. We got a break in the rain at the moment. But the rain did start coming in last night like they predicted. It's been raining all morning, kind of a heavier rain for the last couple hours, but there is a slight break in the rain right now. They're still calling for some more later this afternoon. I think it's supposed to clear up around noon for a little bit. They're still running the same amount of water for now. We got 2 floodgates and 4 generators on for just right under 15,000 cubic feet per second. And today I'm gonna drift night crawlers. So my rig, I've got a Presidential 25 P25 reel there. That's got 4-pound Berkeley or Trilene XL smooth cast, 4-pound monofilament. And I'm gonna use the drift rig that I like to use. I've got my 3/16 ounce bell weight snapped onto the snap swivel, sliding up and down the line. I've got a size 12 barrel swivel to stop it on top of. And then I've got about 2 foot or so of 4-pound leader with a size 8 bait holder hook. And this is on one of the Lilleys 6'6" medium light fast action rods. So I got myself some nice active juicy night crawlers. We're going to take a night crawler, we're going to pinch that night crawler in half. I'm going to take the end, see that's the end that I pinched, we're going to take the end that I didn't pinch, and we're going to go down about a 1/4 inch on that worm. We're going to hook it once, that way it's just kind of dangling off the hook there. And I'm going to get the boat in position. And we're going to see if we can find some fish on a night crawler. Rainy days are always good times for night crawlers, especially whenever the creeks get to flowing really good. It pushes a lot of worms into the water. I'll let out a little bit of extra line, get that thing to sink to the bottom like we want it to. I'm kind of favoring the south bank right now. I'm close to the middle, but definitely a little farther over towards the edge. But whenever the creeks get to flowing really good, those night crawlers get washed off the banks and into the water, and it's usually a fair bet. I don't use the night crawlers very often, but I know that they are a staple out here. Ooh, that was a fish. You kind of got to let the fish take these. They'll swim up on it and try to grab it a few times, but you got to really let them take it. Captain Steve Dickey and Captain Rick Lisek just came back from a trip out here this morning. They and their clients braved the heavy rain, and they came up here and fished from the mouth of Fall Creek all the way down to Lilleys, and they came back with a really healthy mess of fish, and I think I have a fish. And that will be a fish on the first cast if I can land it. I feel like this fish was chasing this worm for a while. I kept feeling him kind of grab it, and I'd try to set the hook and he wouldn't get it. So sometimes you really just gotta let him take it. That is a fish on the first cast there. Come here, buddy. Sometimes, now this fish I got hooked right in the edge of the lip, but sometimes they'll take it in the throat. If you're wanting to release them, then you need to just cut that hook if they swallow it. All right, I've still got my other half of my night crawler I pinched off earlier. I'm gonna come down the worm, hook it about 1/4 inch, let it dangle the rest of the way off, and we're gonna toss it out there again. Let it hit the water, pull some line up, close the bail. There's many ways to drag these on the bottom. You don't have to make a drift rig like I make. That's just the one that I prefer to use. We sell pre-made drift rigs that are a line that has a loop at the top, comes down to a weight hanging down a few inches below the loop, and then it has about 2 foot a leader coming down to a hook. Those are already pre-made and rolled on cardboard. You can buy those for I think about 88 cents. And all you have to do is have a snap swivel to snap the loop on. Very handy, effective way if you don't want to spend a bunch of time making the drift rig up like I do. You can always just tie a hook on the line and add bigger amounts of split shot until you get that proper bounce going across the bottom. And there's like the Carolina rigs way whereas I put a snap swivel and a bell sinker, you could just add a bullet weight onto your line sliding and then have it stop on top of a barrel and then have your leader and your hook. So many ways to achieve the same goal. This is just the method that I prefer. But no matter what, you always want to get that proper bounce across the bottom. If you're not feeling it bouncing every 1 to 2 seconds on the bottom, not getting a good tick, then you need to either increase your weight, slow your boat down, or you can do this and let out a little extra line and just kind of keep it down on the bottom that way. But Captain Steve and Captain Rick are the only two I know that went out this morning. So that's my only report for the day. I went out last night after I got off work from about 7 until, I don't know, 8:15, somewhere in there. And I threw the Signature Series 110+1 jerkbait. I started at Cooper Creek Flat and worked my way down the north bank across the docks and on the bluff all the way to Monkey Island. I had one big brown trout chase my lure to the boat, and I caught one really nice rainbow. He was fighting so hard I thought it was a brown trout, but And Captain Steve did say that they were doing this all the way back down to the front side of our resort. So it's working a pretty good distance there. Ooh, that was a fish. He didn't quite get the hook. I'm gonna go ahead and just reel that in. It almost felt like he may have pulled my worm off the end of the hook there. Just check that and make sure. Nope, I still got my worm. Okay. Need to put some more line on that reel. Just about out. When the water is moving much slower than this, like the 1 unit, half unit, and no units, we like to take a syringe or a worm blower and fill the worm up with air. That way it gets a nice kind of float off the bottom. But that is not necessary when the water's running this fast, because it's moving that worm around pretty good. I'm currently getting a real good bounce across the bottom. We are coming up on the Acacia Club boat ramp. And I imagine, like I said, I don't drift night crawlers very often, but I imagine you can kind of do the same thing you do with scuds, where you pull the rod tip up a few inches and then slowly let it back down. All that's going to do is kind of wave that night crawler a little bit more. Just that little bit of extra action might entice them. Oop, I had a bite too. I think that might work. Yep, there he is. Okay. So the same trick that works with dragging the flies works with the night crawler. I guess I should have been doing that the whole time. This one feels like a little healthier of a fish. A lot of those fish that they brought back today were some really nice ones. Oh yeah. And luckily, I managed to just hook him in the corner of the lip. Just where I like it. Hey, now. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. Get that out. You might think about bringing a pair of pliers with you when you do this. Those hooks are kind of hard to get a hold of. There we go. There. Well, that one's got a lot more color to him. Doesn't take long for that current to push the boat the other direction. Okay. Alright. Grab us another night crawler. So a trick that a lot of the guides use out here is they take their night crawlers out of the box, wash them all off, get a bag of ice, just a small sandwich baggie of ice. Then they put the worms over the ice, and then you don't have to deal with all the mess of the worm dirt in your boat. Just a little fishing hack for you if you like using night crawlers a lot. And it looks like the rain might pick back up here again. So messy. And I'm officially just about dead center of the lake right now. Oop. Oh, already had another bite. He's trying to grab it. Because that worm is so long, they're coming up behind it and grabbing it, and the hook's at the top of it, so you've kind of got to wait for that right moment when you know they've got a hold of it. He's definitely chasing it and grabbing it. I'm just going to keep doing that little trick where I raise the rod tip up and lower it slowly. Oh, he had a hold of it. We are now dead even with the mouth of Short Creek, just directly across from me there. And I can see some fish rolling on the surface there in the mouth of the creek. I had a few good tugs there, so it might be worth pulling this in and checking to make sure I still got a worm. thinking I don't. Nope, it's still there. Oh, I think I got him. Oh yeah, he's a flyer. That's about the fifth time he's came out of the water. They're getting bigger. And I managed to get him in the corner of the lip. Oh yeah. They are getting a little bit bigger. I think we'll go for just a second longer. Still got another half a night crawler here. We are on the flat right now. This has always been a good spot, just no matter what. I'm still doing my little trick where I'm lifting the rod tip up and then letting it down slowly. And there's another fish. Oh, didn't get the hook in his mouth. You definitely get a lot of bites doing this. You don't get all hook sets, but they are definitely chasing that thing and trying to get it in their mouth. I think it's gonna start raining pretty good again here. Oh, he chased it as I was trying to reel it up out of the water. He chased it up the water column. Oh my. He didn't even get a hold of the worm. There's another one. Alright guys, well, I'd say the night crawler bite's pretty good today, and We're just coming up on Trout Hollow Lodge now. We're gonna go ahead and end the video there today. We thank you guys for watching. Like and share us on Facebook, and we'll get out here and do it for you again tomorrow. Thanks, guys.